This is a story of revival, revenge, and a new era. Welcome to VCT Masters Madrid, the first international tournament of 2024 to determine the best team in the world. We're in the Grand Finals, and this matchup was one that nobody could have predicted. On one side, we have Sentinels of the Americas League. They're the powerhouse that dominated the early days of Valorant, and then they made history by winning Valorant's first international LAN event, Masters Iceland, without dropping a single map. But then, their world turned upside down. 5th to 6th place in the next Masters, 9th to 12th place at 2021 Champs. And that was the last time Sentinels would appear at an international event. During this 2-year period, Sentinels have gone through many roster iterations. None of them worked. Of the original roster that conquered Masters Iceland, only TenZ remained. TenZ, a beloved superstar player who was once hailed as the GOAT of Valorant, has now been absent from the global stage for over 2 years. It seemed like he would be forgotten, along with Sentinels, who are a shell of their former glory. But in the offseason of 2023, it finally clicked.
Zaddy's back!
For the first time in 2 years, Sentinels look dangerous.
Oh dear. Oh, the wall came down as well. Paranoid moving forward, a 1-for-1. Make that a 2-for-1 in favor of the Sentinels. Control towards the Rumble as well. Hit by the Seas, killed by TenZ. Again with the hat trick.
They took the Americas League by storm, qualifying for Masters Madrid as a first seed of the region. They kept up the dominant form in Madrid, only losing a single match before finally making it to the Grand Finals. It's been 1,029 long days since Sentinels last stepped on an international Grand Finals stage. They've shed blood, sweat, and tears to get to this point. But in order to truly prove that they're back, to prove the doubters and haters wrong, to complete their revenge, Sentinels must first win the trophy. But their Grand Finals opponent may be their biggest hurdle yet. They are the team that beat Sentinels and sent them to the lower bracket. A team with a similar story, the true dark horses of this tournament. On the other side of the ring is the storm that is Gen.G of the Pacific League. Gen.G are a team that have historically had mid results, always 3rd or 4th place, living in the shadow of Titans. But this year, they completely blew up their roster, replacing 4 players with new faces. This was a gamble because Gen.G essentially became a brand new team, restarting from zero. But it was a gamble that struck gold. They toppled the Titans of the region, DRX and PaperX, to become Pacific League's first seed representative at Masters Madrid. And just like Sentinels, they didn't stop there. They tore their way through the tournament, beating world-class teams one after another. And when both Gen.G and Sentinels, 2 teams with undefeated records, met in the upper finals, Gen.G slayed Sentinels by upsetting them on Split, Sentinels' strongest map. So in this tournament, we may be witnessing the birth of a new global powerhouse in Gen.G. But more importantly, until now, no Asian Valorant team has ever lifted a global VCT trophy. If Gen.G win this match, they would be making history for all of Korean and Asian Valorant. With so much at stake for both teams, the Grand Finals begin. Gen.G kicked off with a convincing win on Breeze. Then, Sentinels clawed back with a narrow victory on Bind. But then, Gen.G struck back on Ascent, yet showcasing another dominant win. Gen.G up 2-1. Momentum is on their side, and they just need one map till they become champions. And the next map is Split, Sentinels' best map, but also a map that Gen.G previously beat Sentinels on. And the result?
Attack forces it out. The first low wave of the util. Oh, the flash is flying through, and so do the bullets. Lakia. A lot to overcome, a lot to do, and it's just impossible. Map 5 is on the cards.
A Sentinels victory, 13-10. So now we enter map 5, the final map that will decide the champions of Masters Madrid, Icebox. one of Sentinels' weakest maps.
I would say Icebox out of the maps left in this series is our least comfy.
In one of Gen.G's strongest maps. At this point, both teams have been playing at their 120% for over 4 hours now. Exhaustion looms, but neither team can afford to lose. This is a battle of a new generation, the rise of a fallen powerhouse versus the birth of a new one. This is Sentinels versus Gen.G. Sentinels open with 4 players A, and this might just be the perfect read because Gen.G are opening with a 1-1-3 A heavy default. So with both teams focusing on A, who will come out on top? But first, Tens, who's playing alone on B, wants early info. The barriers drop, Tens, KO knifes B main. The knife scans nothing, so he knows Gen.G aren't rushing B. At the same time, Gen.G scale up A. Munchkin, KO knifes pipes. Nothing scanned, so Gen.G knows Sentinels aren't aggressing A. And without skipping a beat, Gen.G immediately walk away. They know they just showed presence A and that Sentinels cleared B main. Gen.G predict that Sentinels are going to shift A off this info. And so, Gen.G begin grouping up B while Sentinels stick to their A stack. Tens is alone on B against the full force of Gen.G. Well, full force minus Munchkin, who actually splits away and goes back to A by himself?
Wondering where they might be. Bullets creeping into their heads, wondering, oh, is mid exposed? Gotta try and watch those.
The fake worked. Tens, the B anchor, starts rotating A. Munchkin runs up A.
Munchkin's trying to sell it.
He breaks the Killjoy molly. He baits out a second molly. Sentinels put up the Viper wall, so Munchkin begins backing off, knowing he just accomplished God's work. And now, Gen.G begin walking up B long, which is completely open because of Munchkin's fake towards A. But Gen.G don't know this. They can't afford to be careless, so they quietly walk up. But at this moment, Sentinels walk out A together. They clear all of A. They realize it was just a lurker, a fake, so they immediately start running B. But it's too late. Gen.G are already up B.
Now realizing the errors of their ways, Dizzy lays the groundwork now to try and take towards this B site. Man with the plant down, but it's an open angle here that wasn't actually smoked off. And it's not available for them. Still fights ready to be taken here. Sentinels trying to get fast onto the approach and hot on their heels.
Gen.G get the spike down and back off. Munchkin, who was holding the mid flank, begins his flank. But Zelsis seems aware. This mid fight could come down to pure timing. Gen.G's snowman smoke fades. Sentinels put up their one-way smoke B long. Their retake begins.
Gen.G.
Sassy's going to have Dizzy back online, I think. Was he able to pick that one back up? Surely.
Late lurk, Zelsis seeming like he might be aware of it. Drifting back and forth. What a shot straight to the cranium. Sassy defusing is already on half. Sassy defusing. Wingman, hello, already on the half, but it might have just brought them that critical, crucial lifeline. Munchkin from the side. An attack from second is that uncertainty, but he's defended in time by John QT. You absolute beauty.
And Sentinels take the pistol round. Sassy got 2 huge kills while his wingman was defusing, while Absolute Beauty takes down both of Gen.G's mid flankers. Sentinels secure this crucial pistol round and seize the momentum. But Sentinels can't lose focus now. They cannot afford to get ecoed by Gen.G. Sentinels' pistol setup last round, while decent since it was based on a read, had a lot of gaps. So this round, they opened with the same 104 spread, except this time, Killjoy is playing B instead of KO. Zelsis has his Killjoy alarm bot for B long, while his turret holds both kitchen and orange. His job is to just anchor down B and mid while his team gamble stacks A. But the gamble is wrong. Gen.G opened with a 3-1-1 default. They want to go B. The barriers drop, Karen throws his Viper Orb mid. Munchkin runs up A and KO knifes pipes. The knife scans nothing, but Sentinels are now on high alert. And off this fake A pressure, the pack of Gen.G walk up B long and Meteor lurks up mid.
New players as well, like John, who's been calling a lights out game and playing one too.
Meteor spotted. Sentinels instantly start rotating. Can they make it before Zelsis gets pinched?
Of course, Gen.G looking for that trophy lift for Pacific for themselves as well as one of the most successful.
The alarm bot and Molly stalls the push. Sentinels begin re-clearing mid right as Munchkin begins his late lurk.
Forwards now into the angle. Zelsis retreating and away with the turret is covering that angle there with Munchkin caught out into the open. Still a plan down for Gen.G. Can't be too much more behind this. They are dropping and toppling.
Very diligent play by Sentinels, making sure that they deal with the lurk, but not
diligent.
not clearing.
I mean, speak of the devil man texture. Makes a good go of it.
I don't see how Karen wins this though in a 1v3.
With a fragment nade, force him out.
A clean retake from Sentinels, they win their anti-eco. But next round, Gen.G will finally be armed with a lethal full buy. Gen.G on a full buy, Sentinels on their bonus. Gen.G have a huge weapons advantage. This is a round they're expected to win. And because Gen.G spent all their credits, this is also a round they cannot afford to lose. So if Sentinels can convert their bonus round, then the rewards will be massive. Sentinels open with a 1-1-3 spread. The 3 A players have guns to fight back, the B players have pistols, so they're playing full retake on B. But unfortunately for Sentinels, once again, Gen.G are not going A. They open with 4 players B. Gen.G realized that even though they lost the last 2 rounds, they've managed to get the spike planted both times with relative ease. So they're going B again, but this time with bigger and badder weapons. The barriers drop, Gen.G double flash, jet updraft B long. The B long line is Gen.G's. Zelsis is like, guys, Gen.G are heavy B. So Sentinels' A players begin slowly taking space A. Gen.G scale up, they kill knife yellow, it scans nothing. So Gen.G know that all of B long and yellow are clear now. Towards A, Sentinels gecko flash up high and double peek A main. Zekin breaks Meteor's Killjoy turret. Gen.G now know that Sentinels are pushed up A, so they call to end B. But JongQT puts up his Viper Orb to delay. Zelsis pops his Killjoy molly. JongQT from Snowman throws another molly onto default. This stall is crazy. So Gen.G cut noise while they wait out the util. But this stall gives Sentinels' A players enough time to rotate over. JongQT's Viper Orb runs out of gas. Gen.G put up their Viper Wall now.
Dizzy combo into Snowman.
Yeah.
That's another thing that Sen might be ready for.
Dizzy's exchanging.
Spike is planted, Gen.G run back to play post plant, but Sentinels are grouped up and ready to fast retake.
Into the post plant. Again, that weaponry isn't good, but util is. Look at that, it's a coordinated effort, an absolutely filthy spray transfer.
And Lakia mows down Sentinels. What a spray down. Sentinels had a great set retake by bombarding yellow with a rainbow of mollies. But when Zekin dashed into his jet smoke, Karen immediately mollied inside that smoke, which set up Lakia for the highlight play that annihilated Sentinels. Welcome to the first gun round of the game. The playing field is evened out. This is where the game truly begins. But Sentinels just lost in the blink of an eye due to a single man, combined with the fact that they've been playing at their 110% for over 4 hours now. They must be mentally exhausted. Is this an opportunity that Gen.G can exploit, or can Sentinels successfully shake it off and reset for this crucial round? Gen.G opened with a 1-1-3 default. They've shown they can win on B. Now it's time to show their hand on A. As for Sentinels, they're leaning heavier towards B this time. But Sassy and Zekin seem to still be figuring out their setup, and JongQT is still rotating in spawn when the round begins. Sentinels are lagging behind and late to their setups. Meanwhile, Gen.G decisively walk up A. Lakia has his flash out, ready to flash off contact. Munchkin kill knives pipes. It scans nothing, so Gen.G know that Sentinels aren't aggressing A. In mid, Zelsis peeks out to place an alarm bot.
This would be disaster for Sen, if you care about them. 0 and 6.
Meteor's molly breaks the alarm bot, so Sassy picks up orange while Zelsis shifts to ramp. But Gen.G aren't going mid. Meteor is regrouping with his team A. Gen.G call to end A with their Gecko ult.
Does it matter in a big moment like this though? I would say it doesn't really. There's so much more to it.
The emotional aspect, playing to each other's forms, cooking up plays on the fly. Whether you can stop this one.
Ooh, a perfect kill knife from Tense cancels Lakia's Gecko ult, and it scans 4 players of Gen.G. Sentinels put up the Viper wall, stalling Gen.G's push. Sentinels all begin rotating over, but Gen.G cut all noise, waiting for the suppression to wear off. Sentinels are like, oh crap, did we over-rotate? But at this moment, Sentinels' Viper Wall goes down and Gen.G are unsuppressed. So Gen.G begin their execute once again.
Tooth and nail seems to be the call, everybody.
But Sentinels counter with a fast retake.
Hasn't been dealt with here still. Wingman forwards, Entertainment not online, and they are really trying to flood in and through, but Gen.G on the high ground positions, on high, tying the top of them over! Celsius, the difference maker! Right when his team needed it, 2 versus 2, and guess what? Spike, drop down, top nest.
Wingman delivered that one like a juicy little
Delivery. Speaking of deliveries, Sassy out wide, but Celsius again. It would have to be the ace, and it's shut down.
And Gen.G take the round. Gen.G cracked open the site with the first 3 kills, but Vi Merchant Celsius brought it back with a hero play, ramping up to 4 kills. And when it came down to the 1v1 standoff, Munchkin came out on top to deny the ace, winning Gen.G the first gun round of the game and bankrupting Sentinels. Gen.G know they have better weapons this round, so they call to keep it simple and rush A. Sentinels have 3 stacked A, but will they be able to deal with this rush? The barriers drop, Gen.G updraft, flash up. Zekken gets flashed, but he makes a gamble and stays on the angle.
Doesn't expect the angle though. Meteor be close to the corner, swinging out, only gets the body shot, so 100 damage done and already texture.
Gen.G instantly find 2 picks. It's just Tens alone backside now.
Looking to pick apart this Sentinels players that are left standing.
And this top 4-10 position is one where Gen.G were able to get value in the previous round.
They don't know Tens is there. The crab peek didn't work. Texture punishes Tens. Just 2 Sentinels players left on site. Wait, the spike is leaving A. Karen is lurked up all the way Snowman. He's telling his team, come B, I have the site. Celsius and Gen.G are still A, deprived of info. Munchkin grabs the orb, then plans for Snowman and B long. Meanwhile, Celsius and Gen.G get proactive and begin pushing A for info. But Lakia has been waiting for this.
Not Lakia, then texture.
Looks like a great game plan for Gen.G here. Not just applying crazy pressure over towards A.
There it is.
And Gen.G flawlessly win round 5 to steal the lead from Sentinels. A's been working well for Gen.G, so they call to hit A again. But Sentinels are also still stacked A, despite guessing wrong almost every round so far. This is because something's different this time. Sentinels notice that Gen.G have KO ult. They've done their research, and in doing so, they've discovered that Gen.G always end A whenever they have KO ult. So for the first time this game, Sentinels have the right read and they're eager to punish Gen.G. But Gen.G are very aware of potential A pushes. How will this clash go? The barriers drop, Sentinels push forward. Munchkin knifes pipes. It scans 2 Sentinels players. But Zekken stays posted up. This is because Tens actually dodged the knife, so he still has his abilities. He hops on the pipes and takes his flash out, ready to flash off of Zekken's up shot. How will Gen.G deal with this setup?
Players have to watch the belt position, at least on that high ground.
They double flash, but neither gets Zekken. He's still on the up line.
Up close, it's all about the reactions, but again, they could come from any direction. No command!
A perfect jiggle from Munchkin. Sentinels get pushed back, and Gen.G's execute begins.
Anticipating and expecting there to be that level of aggression. But still Tens. He's in that top position with the operator still into half clearance, and punishment!
And in the blink of an eye, Sentinels delete Gen.G. After getting pushed back, Zekken posted for the mid lurk and found a kill. And Tens, on the off-angle pipes, gets 2 kills to single-handedly shut down the execute. It's now just Munchkin in a 1v3. He silently walks away from A, goes towards B.
I mean, the money's stacked.
30 seconds.
Make a go of it.
Munchkin spotted. Sentinels all regroup. They don't want to give him any free 1v1s.
Sounds into this one here, but it's Munchkin who he needs to seek out the weaknesses, really. Will Sen give him any? Doubled up, shoulder to shoulders, an updraft peak here from Zekken, so he's just clearing all the potential possible spots, but there is that blind spot, Munchkin eventually!
And Sentinels strike back, tying up the score 3-3. Sentinels open with a 2-2-1 spread. They just showed the op A last round, so now they move the op to B. But more importantly, Sentinels have KO ult and Killjoy ult this round. 2 ults that are great for retake, so that's the focus of their game plan this round. But Gen.G have eyes. They can also see that Sentinels have these huge ults. They know that Sentinels are probably playing full retake with them, and it just happens that they have a nasty counter prepared. So Gen.G call to execute A. The round begins. TenZ KO Knife's belt. Knife scans 2 players. TenZ changed it up and threw this early knife to put some fake pressure A, hoping to bait Gen.G into their op B and to conceal the fact that they're playing full retake A. But Gen.G also KO Knife's pipes and it scans nothing. So Gen.G know that Sentinels aren't aggressing. Since Sentinels also know that at least 3 Gen.G players are starting towards A, Zekken and Sassy begin taking a bit more space B long. But Gen.G are not biting. Despite getting scanned, they stay committed to their A hit. And this call might just be perfect because an open sight awaits them. But is it really as free as it seems?
Waiting for it. Right time to strike. Big ultimates for them to use to try and get themselves into this. In fact, it's on the other side of things. Do they have anything to deal with Zelsys? This lockdown contacting and walking right now. Finally, the mollies being used to try and take that backside control texture. Oh, he's
lineups.
deep,
Here it comes.
spotted lineups.
Oh, missed!
Oh, Gen.G's KO Molly lineup missed! The Gecko Molly doesn't have enough damage to break the lockdown. TenZ pops his KO ult. Sentinels' fast retake begins.
Missed in time. TenZ forwards here. There is detainment. Fragment nade. Does he expect it? No, he does not. Meteor again taking matters into his own hands, and he's snuck himself up into that forward position, but finally dealt with. Shut down. Lakia cannot withstand it. This pressure is just immense.
And Sentinels sweep Gen.G on the retake, taking back the lead. Gen.G realized that maybe A's not working out, so they're going back B. As for Sentinels, they do a similar setup as last round. Gecko and Jet op B, 2 mid, and retake utility for A. Sentinels are positioned to receive a B split. But with Gen.G sending 4 players B long, how will this go?
Grand Finals on the line.
Get out of my way.
Meteor, Karen creeping closer to those ults, and Lakia already has his. It's going to be difficult for Zekken, I think, to really get a peek if we decide to invest the Thrash.
Oh my god, the knife, no way! He just disrespects it, and Zekken is out of there on top of the ropes. He does not want to be hunted down and away, but it's that detainment. Where's the help? Dash through, TenZ is there! Finally, support arriving, but Lakia cleaning up that pesky player.
2-for-1 trade in favor of Sentinels. But while this chaos was happening, Meteor begins lurking up too.
Just by staying in an open area where the rest of his team could cover him.
Spotted in the window.
He gets spotted by the Killjoy turret. Zelsys peeks off the turret, doesn't see Meteor, so he knows the lurker backed off. But this lurk also draws TenZ towards mid to hold under tube. Meteor is calling, Sentinels know I'm here, I'm stuck, I need help. So Lakia begins pathing mid to escort Meteor out. But it's been quiet for too long. Sentinels see and hear nothing B, and they have no eyes on A. So TenZ begins hunting for info.
Real read here for Sentinels. But again, have to maintain these advantages when they are handed to you, and if you lose that fight into mid, suddenly 3 versus 3. Have a peek at things here. Out, open, timing!
Munchkin catches Zekken on a timing. Visa is open. Lakia and Meteor immediately sprint B.
Just like that, it's turned.
Absolutely brutal for Sen. Great punishment on these peaks by Gen.G.
Reaction test here for Zelsys. He doesn't even need it. Blind as a bat, but he still sprays him down, but he can't follow through with the second kill. 1 versus 2. Knife. Ouch on QT.
And Gen.G strike back to tie up the score. Despite being on the brink of exhaustion, both teams are still going blow for blow. Neither team is backing down, but eventually one team will crack. The question is who and when. Gen.G are one off both KO ult and Killjoy ult, so they call to go A and farm that ult orb. But Sentinels know Gen.G's line of thought, so they open with 3 players A. They are not going to let Gen.G get this ult orb for free. The barriers drop, Zekken pops his jet knives and TenZ KO knives spell.
To them here, opting into the scrap. Zekken, there's no way.
Zekken falls, but TenZ and Sassy hold their positions.
And he is punished.
Wow, what a flash from Munchkin. Just bleach the eyeballs of Zekken, and TenZ looking to try to take the fight.
The dizzy didn't get broken in time. No way!
What a wall bang!
Right through the wall. And TenZ still not going to be removed from this spot. He just sees it, head poking over, but now has to respect it. Players all around him. Sassy, your turn to strike back if you can. What the iron is hot, and hot it is! They dropper!
The cavalry arrives and Sentinels slaughter Gen.G. Sentinels' A players stalled for just enough time for the rotates to come through, which gave Zealous an opening to get a swift 3k to win Sentinels the round. With that, Sentinels break the tie and take the lead. After losing last round, Gen.G are forced to save. Well, kind of. Gen.G are saving enough for a full buy next round, but they still have enough credits in the bank to afford 3 rifles. Paired with that are 3, almost 4 ults. This means that despite not having a full buy, Gen.G are still incredibly dangerous this round. With this in mind, Sentinels open with a 3-0-2 spread. They want to lock down B long. To do this, they have Zekken and Sassy playing anti-flash while JongQ mollies Garage to stop a fast rush. This is a setup they haven't shown yet, but it might not matter because Gen.G are opening with a 1-1-3 A heavy default. Their priority in this opening is to work A, where all their ults are a high level threat. The barriers drop, JongQ mollies B main. Texture hears this, he shifts into an off angle. Tense, KO knives deep A. The knife scans 3 players of Gen.G.
The whole time. They need to try to pull people towards A.
Gen.G stabilize. They see no aggression from Sentinels. Sentinels realize that Gen.G aren't rushing B. They see that Munchkin has KO ult, and remember, Sentinels know that when Gen.G have KO ult, they almost always end A. So JongQ decides to leave B and rotate A. But at this exact moment, Gen.G popped the mid smoke for their A players to cross and regroup B. In this crucial round in map 5 of the Grand Finals, Gen.G called to change up their usual protocols and end B. And this call might just be perfect, because B is now Sentinels' weaker site. But first, will they expect Zekken in this nasty off angle?
Sentinel figured it out, and that's them with the trophy in hand.
Yeah.
Putting up a great fight on a bad map for them.
And here it is, target-rich environment, the wall obscuring, hiding the intent of Gen.G, but out wide, that's Munchkin, no kill to be claimed, but Zekken, let's give it up anyway. Now, the pixel angle, holding forward, it's going to be that high-low, and a peek with a Dizzy on top of things, running and gunning forward. Zekken, drop down, 1 kill found, but already the pit is down and out, covered at the site.
Munchkin's weak. He's going to try to knock himself to get the full res. Oh, they go for the lockdown as well.
Lockdown play. Using it to clear them all the way back here, so Sentinels won't be able to withstand their ground here, but there is that gap out towards the back here. And it seems like there's some hesitation. How do they want to try and fight towards this one? It looks like now the plan being committed. Still with that pit here with the ults all the way through now. Thrash to set it up, and it has cleared the way through. No! Timing! Timing! Charon! An absolute menace! In a 1v2, Sassy. So much to do. Mosh rebounds, pit still alive and active, but it finally fades, and look at it. It's hectic, it's frantic, he's looking this way and that way, wingman out! Can't collect the kill!
That was chaotic. The Viper and Killjoy ult from Gen.G to plant the spike, Sentinels with the explosive retake after, Karen bobble and weave to dodge the Thrash, Texture capitalizing off the chaos and getting 2 kills, which put Gen.G in a 2v1 advantage. And then Munchkin eventually won the duel against Sassy to close out the round. Gen.G strike back once again to tie up the score. This match cannot be any closer. But at the end of the day, there can only be one winner. Sentinels have Killjoy ult. Killjoy ult good at retaking A, so they open with a 2-2-1 spread. For retake A, Viper and Gecko in a bait setup B long. But Gen.G have the read on Sentinels' game plan, so they're rushing A.
Stacking it with players.
No, this time playing it for retake again with Zalsis lockdown. I mean, they must realize though that they got kind of lucky with Munchkin missing the fragment grenade before. Look how good the flash Dizzy is.
Yeah, just can't break it, can't withstand it. Here comes a lockdown though. It's fast by Sen.
Is there anything to break it?
Pushing back right into the flank. Sassy! 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 He's going in the open!
And Gen.G run down Sassy. Sentinels' B player is gone. Gen.G called to rush B. But in mid, 2 Killjoys are playing a quieter mind game.
It came too early. Gen.G weren't in position for the lineups.
Zelsis.
Now Zelsis in mid.
Catching Meteor, crucial to the round. Success. Orb in his face, blooms and blossoms fading away. Here's the footsteps, here's the running con. Zelsis! Awareness off the charts. Pin dropped down too. But dodging that one with entertainment. The Thrash not getting anything. And the decay damage, there it is!
The dust settles. Sentinels are up 4v3. They begin their retake. Tent, KO knives yellow. It scans nothing. Gen.G know that too. They need more space, so without hesitation, they call to wrap around yellow.
All that space still have to clear through this one. Karon has a snake bite, at least one with the tap, and now they're flooding through onto the side. That left hand flash! Magnificent! Munchkin to deliver, and he's got to stand and do it now. The tap forcing out the bullets, no more left in the chamber.
And Sentinels claw back with a dominant retake. Sentinels up 6-5. It's the final round of the half, the last chance for Gen.G to tie up the score or for Sentinels to gain a 2-round lead. TenZ is one off his KO ult. Sentinels want to farm him that ult orb A, so they open with 3 players A. And they might just get the A orb for free because Gen.G are opening with all 5 players B main. The barriers drop, TenZ KO knife spell and grabs the orb. His knife scan nothing, so TenZ begins rotating towards mid while Sassy and Zekken anchor A with an op. Meanwhile, Gen.G are all still posted B main. They had a hard read that Sentinels were going to aggress B, but nothing's happening so far. So now they find themselves in a spot where they have 0 map control. What will Gen.G do?
Wait too long, the knife might be back online for TenZ's thrower from Boiler.
TenZ has his ult to be able to work with too, so the closer they get, the less they can really rely.
They've confirmed Sentinels aren't pushed up or posted B long. They pinged that this means that Sentinels could be pushed mid or A, so Gen.G called to re-clear A, then end A. But with no map control, that won't be an easy task, so they leave Munchkin B to make some fake noise to hopefully draw some rotates away from A. But TenZ is now rotated B. He knows Gen.G's been suspiciously quiet, so he wants more info. The knife scans Munchkin. At the same time, Gen.G put up the Viper Orb mid to cross to A. Zelsa sees the smoke, so he spams through a bit, but doesn't end up tagging anyone. Although Munchkin got scanned B long, Gen.G figured that's not enough info to reveal their game plan, so they call to commit to their call to fake B and end A. But TenZ is already rotating to A. He read that because Munchkin's alone B, that Gen.G might be using him as a fake, so it's now a race to A. But first, Munchkin begins his fake. He knives yellow, it scans nothing. Noise is made B, but TenZ is still committed to stacking A. This is because TenZ has KO ult, so Sentinels' final call is to stack A and play retake on B. And because Gen.G's committed to their A hit, this round will be decided by the clash at A, and first contact will be taken by Zekken's op.
Plenty of angles to adjust and choose from, but they are walking right into the one that matters most. Dash online, backs away, Sassy, close now. In their faces, willing to take the fight straight to them with only 25 seconds left as the final round of the first half. And an important one at that, Wingman broken. That's the confirmation. Gen.G have to follow through with the weaponry and the guns, and they're finding their own place, but it's only down to 1. Texture, Soul Survivor breaks it down. Munchkin late to the party and jumping around. The nerves at play.
And Sentinels shut down Gen.G's final execute. The first half ends with Sentinels up 7-5. Sentinels open with a 1-2-2 default. They want to start off slow, figure out what Gen.G are doing. As for Gen.G, they open with a 1-3-1 spread. They are heavily stacked mid. With the tension at its peak and everything on the line, who will take this final crucial pistol round? The barriers drop, JongQT throws a Viper Orb mid and activates his wall. While the wall is up B, towards A, Sassy Gecko Flash Belt and TenZ quickly scale up. At the same time, Sentinels have 2 players silently posted mid with their Killjoy turret. So Sentinels are pressuring the extremities, hoping to bait Gen.G to respond by aggressing mid, where Sentinels have a firing squad posted. And as JongQT's Viper Orb lands, Gen.G slowly converge mid.
Gen.G won every single pistol the last time that these two teams played in the upper bracket final, and walked away with a comfortable win on 2 out of 3 of the maps. They need this one.
Munchkin KO knives B main for info. The knife scans nothing. At the same time, TenZ KO knives A. Noise is made. It looks like an A hit. Gen.G's mid players start rotating, but Karon has to cross mid to get to A.
Open face by Karon, almost with the punishment.
And Karon barely slips away with his life. Texture and Lakia come back mid to help Karon, but Sentinels have disappeared. Wait, Sentinels are already grouped up and going A. Gen.G are still mid. Sentinels are a step ahead.
Lakia Still trying to get posted up there, making sure.
Sentinels caught by the turret, so they kick off their execute.
Now wide now with the face in top of the Dizzy. They have to give up their space here, but Gen.G might seek to try and fight this one. Wingman is already in the fray. Through the back of the side here, broken down. Lands out in the open, but behind the box, second finds his mark. Precision being the name of the game, but Gen.G not willing to give up even a scrap of territory. No map control, and no gain really for them. Gen.G takes to, oh my goodness, 2. But eventually brought down. 3 versus 3, and the spike's still not retrievable.
It's a spike position.
Numbers tip in Sentinels' favor, but the spike is still held hostage in Gen.G territory. 30 seconds left. How will this round end?
He took so much damage earlier on, they could just spam him out.
20 seconds roughly in the round. It all comes down to this for Sen, and a pistol round. 1 to stand. 1, 2, fall! Sentinels are feeling it!
With Sentinels winning the pistol, they leap ahead of Gen.G. It's now an anti-eco from Sentinels versus a save from Gen.G. This round should be another win for Sentinels, a win to extend their lead even further. But Gen.G know this too, so they called it band together and aggress A, while Sentinels open with the exact same 1-2-2 default as last round.
Energy just is truly palpable for Gen.G.
Orb secured, Gen.G stomp away, but then they cut noise and start bunkering down on sight. Gen.G were just faking the rotate to B, and Tens clearly heard the footsteps. What will Sentinels do with that info?
Utility, maybe a sheriff of Meteor to get...
Meteor walks away mid to gamble stack A with his team, so a free site B and a death trap A. The only info Sentinels have were the footsteps Tens heard, so which site will Sentinels choose?
Done, but this is Sentinels, in all likelihood, wrapped up to that 9th round.
Depending on whether or not they go into the stack, I really feel like you can't count out Gen.G even when they only have pistols and Meteor, who hasn't really been hitting this map.
And after a deafening silence, Sentinels call to end B. But they leave Tens A to hold the space and eventually fake A. Notice that Tens has a Stinger, the worst gun on his team. So if he dies A on the fake, Gen.G won't be getting a great gun. Did Sentinels have this strat planned from the very start? Tens solo A with 4 Gen.G players mere steps away from him. Sentinels are grouped B. They Gecko Flash and peek B long. Meteor leaves A off this noise. But Tens can hear this. He calls for Sentinels to come back A. But Gen.G are still stacked A. They have no info though. They need info. So Munchkin kill knives deep A.
Caution can spell defeat sometimes. Knife, no info, it's caused to rotate.
That's an amazing timing for Sen to start to hit A. Tens has read this one perfectly.
And just like that, we talk about it, the tiniest of differences affecting so much more.
Where you going, mate? Where
are you going? Stinger from that range.
All right.
Ten's getting away with all sorts of murder. It's a massacre in front of the back of the site, but he gives up his life in the end.
I can't believe he took that decision, but I think that shows you the confidence on play. Sen setting up for the aggressive post plants. Gen.G's composition can be very potent when you allow them to get into retake scenarios, and Sen are clearly planning to play forwards even when this turns into rifle rounds.
Sentinels call that it's not worth chasing the last kill, but the macro of this round was brilliant from Sentinels, turning Gen.G's stacked site to a free site. The calling was just perfect this round. This win pulls Sentinels ahead by 4 rounds, and by keeping 3 Bulldogs and a Spectre, Sentinels set themselves up for a very winnable bonus round. But next round is Gen.G's full buy, and the fully armed Gen.G is incredibly lethal. Gen.G opened with a 1-1-3 spread, and Texture bought an op. So he's going to be soloing B along with that op while his team stacks A. But Sentinels know this is a possibility. They don't want to make any mistakes, so they open with a cautious 2-2-1 default. The barriers drop, Tens KO knives mid. The knife scans Meteor. Towards A, Sassy Gecko flashes up but gets hit by Munchkin's KO knife. Then, Sentinels all decisively begin regrouping B. So Sentinels' game plan was to pressure mid and A, and then end B. Sentinels put up their Viper wall, which lets Zekken lurk up. Then Sentinels pause. While they wait for Sassy to regroup, Gen.G puts up his Viper Orb mid for Sassy to cross. Sassy safely regroups with his team, but now Gen.G has no more fuel for his Viper Wall B, so Sentinels stay quiet as they wait for the fuel to recharge. But Texture is holding B long with his up, and he's very aware of what Sentinels' Viper Wall does.
Can't expose himself to Zeken's position. At any point here, he could be getting walked up on. That's why you see him just going for the check.
And he just doesn't know. He just does not know.
You are open to being timinged here. He's taking a risk.
Risks are necessary in this particular position. All up. Everybody crossing. Texture can feel it now, and it's going to be tagged up by the knife. Has to respect this now and back away. No, he's just out in the open. No man's land. Flash, though, eventually respecting it and backs behind the wall. Gen.G trying to be fast. Now with this rotate plan denied. Shut down here with only 33 seconds left now. Cavalry has arrived.
30 seconds
All
left.
5 players here. There's 25 seconds left. How are they getting back in?
That's the question, isn't it? Waiting for that regen util, but again, there's only 20 seconds remaining.
With time so low and Sentinels making zero noise, Gen.G become paranoid, aware that Sentinels could be A. So Gen.G begins shifting back A. This is Sentinels' opening.
Get a move on, and it needs to be now for Sen. What is the game plan? Wall up, just about.
They've got to push forward.
Push forwards, and that's why Tennis is there. Underhanded, flash through, takes it. The fight straight to intermediate on top of bridge. Gen.G though, surely the guns prevail. It's 1 versus 2. There is that value. Rifle upgrade. Celsius here. Is it even planted for it? I'm not even sure. Tucked to the corner here. They know where he is. Wingman sets its sight onto it. Lakia half on the defuse and even more. No kills to be claimed. No kills to be collected. Gen.G narrowly avoiding it, but they need to keep these guns.
And Gen.G strike back, winning their full buy. Gen.G take the round, but at what cost? Welcome to the first gun round of the half. Even though Gen.G won the last round, they lost 4 guns in the process. So now 2 Gen.G players can't afford rifles, no one can afford full armor, and Sentinels are finally on their full buy. But Gen.G are unfazed because they already have a game plan set for this round. Gen.G opened with a 1-1-3 spread. They see that Sentinels are one off 2 huge ults, so they call to steal the A orb and play full retake on B with Killjoy turret getting early info. But Sentinels have read this. They open with all 5 players B, with both teams prioritizing opposite sides of the map and the trophy mere rounds away. How will this round go? The barriers drop, Gen.G knife belt and storm forward. The knife scans nothing, Munchkin grabs the all orb. Meanwhile, towards B long, Sentinels KO flash and swing out. They break the turret, then Sassy Gecko flashes the right and the squad of Sentinels march forward.
Before with a deep knife gives him that chance for Munchkin to try and build up that ult, but here it is, fast and loose. It's a call made here by Sentinels.
Meteor is playing back Snowman. Gen.G are playing full retake on B. Gen.G's A players begin rotating over. Wingman begins his plant, and it succeeds, which gives Sassy his Gecko ult. Gen.G first group up and clear mid for any lurkers. They break Sentinels' Killjoy turret, threatening a flank. Then they regroup for the retake. 2 Snowman, 3 orange. Sentinels have 1 yellow, 4 B long. This is going to be one hell of a clash.
Does Munchkin have some kind of knife to be able to deny this?
Mosh pit, flash, through and out second. How the hell is he alive there? Thrash now finally being used, but it's offloaded. All the volleys as well. Thrash broken. Media, wide texture. Trying to claim another one here. Been dropped down to 10 HP. 10, surely he falls, surely they go down. Half, out, Munchkin. Has he bought enough time? He's got too many targets to deal with. Too much indeed.
And Sentinels take the first gun round of the half. The crowd roars. Sentinels are elated, knowing they just bankrupted Gen.G in the final quarter of this championship match. Gen.G call a timeout. Gen.G opened with 4 players B, a Killjoy turret holding mid and KO solo A. They're on a save, so they're gamble stacking B with Texture and his jet knives ready to pounce. But the read is off. Sentinels are all towards A. Sentinels call to hit A, but they don't want to make it too obvious, so they call to also put a bit of pressure mid. The barriers drop, Celsius throws a molly lineup. It's a molly lineup for the turret. But the molly misses! But Meteor heard the molly and preemptively recalled his turret back to save it. Gen.G now know that Sentinels could be splitting B, so they anchor it down. But Sentinels are actually all A.
Oh,
The molly misses the nano swarm.
but going off the sound cue there, the turret still gets retracted.
Yeah, pulled back.
Sentinels flash to take control of A, but even though they made noise, Gen.G aren't moving because they know that Sentinels could just be defaulting. But Gen.G still need more info, so Munch can knife A.
Have the weaponry to hold on against this. The knife.
Scans Jet and KO. Texture begins rotating over, but then Gen.G call, wait, no, it's just Jet and KO. They could just be faking A. So Texture returns to the B setup. Meanwhile, Meteor redeploys his turret mid and Sentinels just stay posted, waiting till the suppression finally wears off. Then the rehit begins.
Rehits working.
Tens KO knife site. Munchkin walks into the knife to show the site isn't actually empty, but Sentinels know that it's only a single player, so they execute A.
Make hard reads.
Only one tag there with a knife. That is going to be the go button. Pressed here by Sen. Not just that, but they're pressing the advantage, scaling deep into the back of the site. They're giving an edge to them. Zekken is tucked deep, and there's going to be that supportive util. Look at that. Ten's already holding for it. First signs of life from Gen.G. A flash, and Molly is going to go flying. And there it is. Dizzy. To be broken, not quite, just sailed right over, but a bit of miscommunication out here. Texture, the knives at play, the knives at work. He's going to try and slice and dice to victory. Gen.G finding that footwork and the ground gained and granted to them.
2v2 now, and Gen.G picked up rifles. This is anyone's round.
2 versus 2, a weapon, at least with the upgrade. Meteor is going to be holding this one, he's going to be defusing this one, but already the wall fades and topples away. Half needs to be earned, and he does get it, but time against him entirely.
And once again, Zouses closes out the round for Sentinels. Sentinels take round 17. The score is 11-6. If Sentinels win this round, they will get map, match, and championship points. And more importantly, if Sentinels win this round, they will shatter Gen.G's economy. This is a round Gen.G must win if they want to survive. And for Sentinels, this is a golden opportunity to close out the game, one that doesn't come easily. With the pressure at an all-time high, what will these teams do? Look at the scoreboard. Gen.G have KO ult and their 1 off Killjoy and Gecko ult, 2 off Viper ult. So Gen.G will become exponentially more dangerous with each kill they get. Sentinels know this means Gen.G might be prioritizing the free orb A, so Sentinels open with a 203 A main heavy default, but the spike is towards B, so Sentinels want to default A to stop Gen.G from farming the orb, but then actually end B. As for Gen.G, they know that their ults are a win condition. They also know that Sentinels may contest A because of that, so Gen.G open with a 1-1-3 spread. Texture has an op, he's going to be solo holding B along with that. Meteor is putting his Killjoy util mid, and the rest of Gen.G are stacking A. With everything on the line, how will this round go? The barriers drop, Sentinels Gecko Flash belt, KO knife pipes. The knife scans Lakia. Sentinels presence is shown, Gen.G cannot push up, but they stay on site, hidden for a trap play. But Sentinels aren't committing A. They begin rotating away, but this means they're about to run into an op B. How will they handle this?
Their place in history.
JongQT puts up his Viper wall. Texture steps back. He knows that Sentinels could be walking up behind it.
Pressure against them.
Oh, he's so worried a player could be to his left, but Sentinels are walking up to his right.
What makes diamonds? Texture.
Shots missed, no kills found. The pressure is electric right now. Sentinels know Gen.G is opping B long. They call to not challenge it and instead end A. But this means they're going right into Gen.G's stacked site.
Like it could be a follow through, but it's not.
But
Sentinels are out of there.
He's getting good information here, Bren. The fact that Texture popped the dash and got back on the angle is telling Gen.G to keep 3 players A. And they have Lakia on pipes too. This is looking like the way that Sen wanted to defend.
Certainly is. Here, Zekken! Matters into his own hands, leading the charge with the dash. It just collides right into the collision of 410. There needs to be the adjustment. It's not there! An inevitability. Texture in a 1v3.
He's got to try to hold on to the last shreds of hope in his heart. But it must be feeling heavy. He knows that this is Sen likely to get up to 12.
Look at the triangle they formed as well, crossfire setups. It would have to be the play of his career, and he knows it's not possible.
Sentinels aren't giving Texture anything. He decides to save his op. This means the score is 12-6. Sentinels have finally arrived at championship point. They are just 1 round away from completing their 3-year comeback.
And this is it, the precipice. The line that's been drawn and Sentinels willing to cross it. And this will be them as an org, as players, as individuals, etching themselves in the history books. But one last hurrah for Gen.G. Has to put a stop to it now. Thrash clears through, that's entertainment! Takes the drops down, but he's fallen prey to it. Hunted down. Up to Lakia. He's called for the reinforcements, but this is it. It's a brutal scenario. They're picked to pieces. Thread unraveled. Sentinels can feel it.
The ult even forced out a meteor here to try to keep the Horde back. But they're in a 3v5. There's nobody on A. Where's the win condition? It just looks like Sen are going to have a free ticket to A. Zekin's going to make a play down mid and it gets cancelled. Why would you even bother taking the risk?
Play it together. Thrash, second round. To clear the way through. It's Munchkin standing his ground. Knife just a little bit too late here. They can feel it now. Pressure mounting. Gen.G stacking, but they will topple. They will fall. The rifles are too good. 1,000 days and counting. Sentinels maintaining their relevancy.
30 seconds left. Spike planted.
The last time they were at an international event, last time they earned any sort of accolades. And Caron, from rank to rookie to tier 1 play, left to stew. Pacific's hopes and dreams laid on his shoulders. Gen.G's hopes and dreams laid on his shoulders. But how much can one man do? First one found, second one not there. It's over. Sen City, here to play, here to stay. And history has been made.